Never stop improving. Be inspired by our incredible black and white interviews with the best of the best in the business. Only available inside Josh Phegan Digital. One of the things that you recognize is that we're in the middle of one of the greatest crises that we've ever seen, and it's the crisis of confidence. What actually happens to agents is that when there's less stock coming to market, they panic that there's not going to be enough listings, and then they literally drop fee. And when they drop fee, they start to try to compete because they think that competing on fee is the way that you win. That just simply doesn't make sense. What actually happens in your area if there's 100 sales that happen every year? If there's 30% less properties that go to market, that means there's only 70 sales that are actually available for all the agents that go to service that market area. If you've already had a 30% reduction in the total number of properties available for sale, why would you drop your fee? If agents ultimately shift from 2% down to 1.5, it's only 0.5, but 0.5 over 2% is actually a 25% discount. That is literally a recipe for disaster, to drop on the total volume of sales and then also drop on your fee, because all you're doing is a 30% reduction here and a 25% reduction here. What you actually need to do is you need to learn how to actually compete on value. And ultimately what consumers want is they want the very best agents in the marketplace to ultimately represent them. This is the most important conversation. You see, at the end of the day, you need to charge what you're worth and be worth what you charge. And there's way too much focus about apparently what one of our consumers are doing. Now let's face it, you're not Bunnings. You're not going to beat it by 10%. This is not just a productization. This is an incredible service where you deserve to get paid the fee based on your level of skill set. Now, how do you do it? Well, the most important thing is that never negotiate on fee until you've got 100% agreement from the client that they will actually use you. Mr. and Mrs. Owner, if we could come to some agreement in relation to the fee, would you use us? If they say yes to that, say then, okay, great, and why is that? Whatever they say from that point forward is the reason why they're prepared to pay, because they actually see the difference. If they don't see the difference and they say, well, look, you're here, then you know that ultimately you're in significant trouble. This is one of the great challenges in life. You've got to understand how negotiation works. If you go in at a fee level, let's say 2% as an example, then the consumer will ultimately pivot you back and they'll try to get you back in at 1.5. So why would you do that? What a great agent will do is that they'll create choices. This is our basic fee level at 2%. This is our basic plus at 2.2. For the extra 0.2, you get all of these things. And so you identify items of value that the consumer fundamentally sees as being valuable, like premium open for inspection times, for example. And when you see that, then ultimately they go, look, you know what, let's go with that. And they might actually just make the choice. Or it then allows you to then fold those valuable items back into the basic package. If I could get all of these things that we do in the basic plus included at the basic fee level, would you proceed? If they say yes to that, now you've actually put the ball down on getting your minimum fee at 2%. You see, the reality of it is it doesn't matter what level agent that you are. We've got people in New Zealand that charge 3.95%. We've got inner city agents that are fighting it out at 1.5. And then in addition to that, we've got people in the UK at 1%. What is massively important is you've got to be careful not to drag down the industry. You've got to learn what it is that you're truly valuable in the marketplace and make sure that you know how to sell the value in the way the customer really cares about. At the end of the day, they're buying an intangible service. No one knows that you're a poor negotiator until it's too late. No one knows that you don't have a database of buyers until they've already listed with you and you don't bring anyone through. No one knows that you actually don't know how to get the marketing right until you continually stuff the marketing up on all of the different things and all the different mediums. You see, the reality of it is that you need to be able to show and demonstrate the value that you bring to the table based on good quality case studies, auction bidding records, a list of your last 20 sales, and evidence of how you've got access to these buyers based on the existing campaigns that you've recently completed. This is what a great agent does. They understand their value and they understand how to articulate it in the way that the customer ultimately cares about. What you're in the business of doing is solving customer problems. Solve them well and get paid well for doing it. I really hope you've enjoyed our coaching tip, and I look forward to seeing you next week.